Damn, I look good. This is completely unplanned. I just heard this song on the radio a few minutes ago and I really liked it. Hey, say what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave with what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave. Oh no, my crown. I'm brave, but only when I have my crown on. I'm a scared child without my crown. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave with what you wanna say and let the words fall out. B flat major. The world is so fucking soft. All I do is tell the truth, try to help people, and no one takes me seriously! I'm sorry. But it hurts my feelings. The only thing that could make me more professional would be if I put my chest tie on, but it wouldn't match with my red shirt. That's why I read a lot of books about worry. 1 second. Shit, wrong book. And let the words fall out. Here's 4 books that I just grabbed off the top of my shelf. Great book. A lot of great stories from people who have been through way darker shit and came out fine or even better as a result. I said in one of my previous videos, really interesting guy. Big chess guy. Ben Franklin played chess. A lot of ideas on how to improve ourselves and conquer worry from old Ben. Guy's fucking trapped at the South Pole for 6 months by himself. The fact that he did not die is a miracle, and the fact that he came out happy and lived a pretty fulfilling life after is even more incredible. That's a brave guy. Just look at him. Look at the confidence. He's not going to back down from the challenge. A lot of inspiration from the chess humans. So I'm trying to get into that friend circle.
There's a lot of things I do to try to not worry myself into a panic attack. One of those things is asking myself the worst that can possibly fucking happen. That's helped my mental health a lot. What's the worst that can happen if fill in the blank? And I usually write it down. And it calms my nerves because almost always the worst is not that bad once we really understand the situation. And once we clearly state the problem, sometimes it solves itself. But too many people today are in their own heads. Oh, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if it never fucking happens and you waste your entire life worrying about what other people think? Then you're a loser. What if you don't give people chances that could have been great friends or potential spouses? Then you wasted your entire life in fear. Like, what's the worst that can happen? A few people criticize me in my comments because I look way sexier than them with this thing on. It's going to happen probably. But I feel bad for them because I'm having fun. B in ear flat in the key of B flat major. Don't run. Just stop holding your tongue. Maybe there's a way out of the cage where you live. How nice would that be? You can be free and shit. Maybe one of these E flat with a G in the root. That's interesting. Days you can let the light in. Show me. Oh, this is gonna be pretty. How big your grave is. And say what you wanna say. And let the words roll out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave with what you wanna say. And let the words roll out. This is emotional. It's a beautiful song. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave. Please, the world's full of a bunch of fucking cowards. I had way more friends when I was an average corporate associate, pretty low on the totem pole. I was no threat to anyone. I wouldn't say I didn't speak my mind if I was called upon, but I never went out of my way to stand up for what I felt was right. And now that I'm more outspoken, some could say I'm an asshole, but more intelligent viewers would probably realize that most of my ideas are just dramatized, but they're not bad ideas at all. Otherwise I wouldn't have them. The challenge with this virtual world, and it's only going to get worse, is we have to be dramatic to get our ideas across or be heard, because there are so many distractions. If we're not genuine and we're not overly enthusiastic and dramatic, no one's going to listen to us. That's why people need to, myself included, because it's natural, quit bucketing a person into a group just because it's convenient. In my case, in dating, I've been bucketed with not nice people just because I fit the category of some
assholes. I'm fairly well spoken. I have blue eyes. And Carrie Underwood says,
"The devil in disguise, a snake with blue eyes, and he only comes out at night. Gives you feelings that you don't want to fight, but you better run for your life."
it's not my fucking fault. That's what people need to realize. Everyone's unique, and we're all fucking users on social media platforms. This is a tangent now, but I'm good at those. And usually my tangents are my best work. But look at this shit. I'll wrap this up. So I'm going to pull up my mom's Facebook. Damn it. I signed up for two-factor authentication because I'm worried about all the cybersecurity threats today. 1 second. I'm getting into my Facebook. Thank you, Microsoft Authenticator, for keeping me safe from danger and bad guys. Come on now, let's go. How big your brain is. Okay, so this is my sweet granny. I just got back from my granny's house for dinner. We had meatloaf. It was delicious. I'm so tired. I just typed in granny in the search box. Her name's Susan. She's granny to me though. Okay, Sue Torbett. Look at this lovely lady. She's my granny. Best granny ever. To me, she is granny. But to Facebook, if I can figure out how to do it, she's like a 10 or 12 digit user ID. She's not a fucking person. I was hoping it would pull it up in the URL, but you get my point. We are all just fucking numbers on social media platforms. Probably before COVID, but especially with COVID. No one's a person, because that's what, if I'm being cynical, based on evidence, rich people want us all to be numbers. And the middle class and poor mostly have played right into the rich's hands, which is we fight, we riot. I've seen violent acts against our cops. Our cops are just an extension of the government. They're just doing their fucking jobs. Why would you fight the cops? Because you're venting. That's not brave. Brave is not, let's go fight, let's go shoot people, let's go break into homes. That's not brave. That's a fucking coward. Brave is also not a corporate executive or manager who maintains control by hurting innocent people. A true leader does not feel the need to make others feel inferior to build themselves up or further their career. That's a coward. That's what we are to powerful people right now. Unless Lupe Fiasco or some other brave leaders get us past it. That's what we are. We're just being thrown into a group. Oh, he's a white male in business, so he's probably sexist. And if he's not sexist, we're going to hold that over his head and make him look sexist if he ever challenges a female boss. That's what I experienced. Beautiful women. Sometimes it's harder to get opportunities in business. Even if they're brilliant with a degree from Harvard or Stanford, since they're beautiful, they're bucketed in with dumb. Because you can't be good looking and dumb. Yes, you fucking can. Look at some of today's top female grandmasters, you assholes. Very pretty and obviously very intelligent. Got to give people chances. That's been my key point for the last couple of weeks. But the only way to give people chances is you got to be fucking brave. You got to be fucking brave. Because if you're brave, you don't worry. And when we worry, we lose our ability to think logically. And that's what the world's been doing for 2 years mostly, is just worrying, going around in maddening circles. I heard a Jeff Bezos interview the other day, and I'll wrap this up. I don't really know Jeff Bezos. I respect him. He took some risks, made it work. But to paraphrase Jeff Bezos, he said, if I'm worrying about a problem and I take action, even if it's a small action, the stress usually vanishes. That's why I say, I would rather die of COVID than of suicide. Because of all the terrible losses of lives due to COVID, way more suicides, overdoses, alcohol addictions that led to drinking and driving or other painful deaths. I'm not saying we should just ignore COVID or the next pandemic or the one after that, but I'm saying we definitely, as a society, would want to make sure we don't criticize people who are singing and dancing and trying to make the best of a bad situation. Because it's natural to want to take jabs at people that overcome adversity and become successful. That's just stupid. There's nothing to worry about. Worry would never do any good. I wouldn't say I'm Christian by any means, but that's why there are so many messages in the Bible. Today's bread only. And many other great stories to reiterate Jesus' teaching that worry does no good. Even if I'm going to die, there's a lot of people that have died very happily. I've read of some expeditioners in the Antarctic. They just loved it. They loved finding new minerals that could possibly add value to science. They loved the challenge, and they froze to death, but they froze to death happily because they were doing what they're passionate about. Being comfortable does not mean happiness, and I'm so sick of that with society. That's why I've got a lot of hashtags out there on Facebook. Fuck the metaverse. Fuck Mark Zuckerberg. I'm not going to live in the metaverse. Someone's going to come to my house and fucking kill me before I have to pack my bags and live in the fucking metaverse. That's not life. I've read some articles and watched a lot of ads about what the metaverse might be like. It's a bunch of avatars that always say they're my friend, but part of life is getting rejected. Part of life is some people are not going to like you and be your friend. That's also what makes life exciting. A legitimate concern is through virtual reality, such as the metaverse. We're going to be forced in a world where nothing is hard, nothing is easy, no one is better than anyone else. There's no winning or losing because losing might hurt someone's feelings. But you know what? I fucking like watching Magnus Carlsen play chess at a high level. And you know what I like even more? Nothing personal against Magnus. I don't know him. Magnus seems great. But I love when Magnus loses because it proves that there is a possibility of the underdog winning. It gives me hope when I see underdogs beat Goliaths like Magnus. Not to root against Magnus. But that's what all this social media stuff is threatening to take away quicker than we think. Because when you look at technology, I remember one of my Walmart courses, it seemed to be a general rule in the technology field. About every 18 months, there is a significant increase in efficiency, in software and hardware, and it's just getting so rapid. Like when you look at the servers, when, I don't know if IBM built the first servers, I'm assuming they were one of the first if they didn't, but the first IBM servers were fucking giant. Anyone that doesn't know what a server is, Google it. And a server that was like the size of me, I'm 6'2", about 210 pounds. That type of server held the same amount of information that a server that is about the size of my iPhone can hold. Seriously. That's how much technology has advanced. It's going to keep doing that. And that's why there needs to be some fucking regulations. And Elon Musk is doing some shit, and I support that a lot. Not that I have really a voice in the AI world. I'm just some guy with a chess crown on that's really happy about it. But people think, oh, that's going to happen not in my lifetime or not in 100 years. No, that's what frustrates me. Most people think like me in terms of bad things can happen, terrorist attacks can happen, mass power outages can happen, all this shit can happen. But it takes some bravery to realize that it will it can happen very quickly, but no one does anything because they see big challenges like cyber attacks, pandemics, as something in the distant future. But just like COVID, I went to work one day and I heard about COVID in China and we were all like, oh, whatever. What? And then the next day it was like, get your shit and get out of here. That's how life works. And that's why I'm so enthusiastic, even when I don't feel like it. And when I feel like shit, I want to sleep all day. I do my best to put on a smile and jump around because opportunities come and go like that. And too many people today are, I'll ask that girl out tomorrow. No, bitch, you won't because you're scared. You're never going to ask her out. I'll start that business when COVID ends. No, bitch, you never will because COVID might never end and you're scared. That's why I do things that seem impulsive. Right now. Because otherwise, I risk turning into all the people I make fun of, which is they live their whole lives saying they're going to do shit. And they never do it. And then when the opportunity's right in their face, they're not ready for it. Sometimes you get lucky in life. And I hate when people say, oh, he's no good. He just got lucky. That's why he's there. He got a lucky break. Everyone, I'm confident, gets at least one lucky break in their lives. But most people today are too busy looking down at their fucking iPhones, worrying about yesterday or tomorrow, to recognize luck when it slaps them in the face. I feel better after that rant. I really do. Did I help anyone? Hopefully. But I feel better. Because at the end of the day, no one really gives a fuck about anyone else besides themselves. I wouldn't say that. Okay, let me rephrase that. At the end of the day, no one gives a fuck about you more than they give a fuck about themselves. That's what I meant to say. Even good people, they're looking out for number one. And if they can help other people also, most of the time they will. But why would we waste our lives worrying about what people think? Oh, you're dating this guy or this girl? Well, I heard he or she did this or said that. Oh. No one gives a fuck. Anyone that's getting criticized is usually very good at something. Because to get criticized, you have to make people mad. And the only reason someone gets mad at somebody is because he or she is a threat to their pathetic lives. Like my previous manager and some of my former team. They liked me. They were cool with me. I got a promotion. I got good evals. They invited me to team lunches until I got really good at my job. Then, no one likes dating anymore. And that's fine, but that's human nature. Let's not waste our lives worrying about shit, friends. And we might live happily through this hell. Bye.